Created to depict the internal demons we fight in our daily lives, Etrigan is an anti-hero demon who usually allies himself with the forces of good, mainly because of Jason Blood, a human to whom Etrigan is magically bound. Despite his ferocious predispositions, he shares a strong love-hate relationship with Jason Blood. He is believed to be very powerful even compared to other high-ranking demons. He has amplified superhuman strength that he can stand against Wonder Woman, Superman, and Lobo. Created by Jack Kirby, Etrigan is a fearless sadomasochistic humanoid who enjoys pain as if it's pleasure. Welcome to DCness, and today's feature origin is Etrigan the Demon. Etrigan is the half-brother of Merlin and the son of the demon Belial. More than 1,000 years ago, he was an ally to Morgan Le Fay, but Merlin turned him against her. Even after the fall of Morgan Le Fay, Etrigan's quest to battle evil forces has just begun. Because Merlin was tasked by Belial to cage Etrigan, and that Jason Blood, a peasant turned knight of King Arthur, committed treason, Merlin bonded Etrigan with Jason. This bond then made Jason immortal and a vassal of Etrigan. Etrigan has yellow-orange skin, a pair of small horns, red eyes, and pointed webbed ears. He has incredible healing capabilities and can release hellfire from his mouth. He has magically enhanced claws and fangs, heightened senses, agility, teleportation, cryokinesis, super speed, energy blasts, clairvoyance, and has a good command of magic. Hundreds of years later, Jason Blood became a well-known demonologist. In the crypt of Merlin, Jason discovered a palm that can change him into Etrigan. However, when he changes to Etrigan, he does not have any memory of the events that transpired while Etrigan is present. Etrigan was then tracked by Morgan Le Fay, an evil sorceress who wanted Merlin's secrets, which led to Etrigan's first major combat. Over the years, Etrigan began speaking in rhymes due to a promotion in Hell. He then led the forces of Hell against the great evil beast. He then guided the Dream of the Endless from the gates of Hell to Lucifer. Eventually, Jason Blood, with the help of Glenda Mark, decided to find Merlin and separate himself from Etrigan, an event that led to his ally Harry Matthews being devoured by Belial and being turned into a pillow. With Merlin's spell, they successfully separated from each other, and both Etrigan and Jason started to age. However, in the preceding Cosmic Odyssey event, the two were merged once more by Highfather and Darkseid to protect our dimension against the anti-life equation. After the remerging, Glenda Mark ran to sing Merlin and Jason Blood were taken to Hell by Astaroth to be sacrificed. When Jason Blood called onto Etrigan, they became separate beings since Merlin's spell does not take effect in Hell. When Etrigan stopped Astaroth, he also overthrew Lucifer, Belial, and Beelzebub and took the crown of horns, which made him the king of Hell. With a slight push from Merlin and with Jason's own command of magic, Jason then took the crown, drove Etrigan back to him, and got out of Hell.
Behold man's final mad disgrace. He chops his nose to spite his face.
Back on Earth, Guru Chud has seduced a temple of Tibetan priests called the Green Dragon Society to summon a destroyer to fulfill their prophecy of the Great Purification. Lobo appeared and they asked Lobo to set off an atomic explosion that will destroy the world. Etrigan fought Lobo and Clarion and his gang. However, under the command of the Phantom Stranger, it was Harry Matthews' magic that stopped the devastation of the bomb. During the birth of Jason Blood's daughter with Glenda, Etrigan also had a demonic monstrous child in Hell named Golgotha. Etrigan kidnapped Jason's daughter to bond it with his child so it can bring the young demon to Earth. Jason took Merlin to terminate Etrigan, and he also hired a meta-human hitman named Tommy Monahan to keep an eye on Merlin. They found his daughter, and after a battle against both Merlin and Etrigan, Jason was able to steal Etrigan's heart that made him stop from pursuing any attack against Glenda and their daughter. When the Justice League disappeared during their challenge to rescue Aquaman from the past, Batman chose Jason Blood as one of the substitute Justice League member and its magic expert. During the succeeding battle with Gamamne, Jason sacrificed himself to free Zatanna from Gamamne's control. Although he later evaded Gamamne's Quagmire spell when Martian Manhunter telepathically incited his transformation by Jason Byrne and Will Pfeiffer, Etrigan apparently lost the calming restrictions inflicted upon him by Merlin that made him more human. He was able to take control of their body and kill. It was revealed later on that Morgan Le Fay caused this so she can enslave Etrigan once more. Etrigan then battled Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. With the help of Jason's friends, Randu and Angeli, Etrigan and Jason Blood returned to their normal behavior. In the Shadow Pact series, Etrigan was able to grab the Trident of Lucifer from the Blue Devil and used it in his attempt to dominate Hell. The Shadow Pact team successfully took back the Trident and fled to the supernatural Oblivion Bar. Etrigan followed but was soon turned into stone by a magical pistol, which is the same tool that returned Etrigan to his normal form later on. Etrigan took part in the war for domination of Hell on behalf of Neron, and because of the magical drug Saturnus had spread throughout Hell, he was transformed into a soulless human who looks like a duplicate of Jason Blood. Meanwhile, Jason had prepared certain measures to stop Etrigan in re-merging with him. During the Blackest Night event, however, Deadman possessed Jason Blood to invoke the comeback of Etrigan, who then used his flames to stop the Black Lanterns.
Gone, the form of man, rise
Etrigan was later shown helping the JLA during their mission into Hell, where he helped Hawkman battle a demonic beast. In the New 52 reboot of all DC Comics, his origins were revised greatly. Etrigan was already a rhyming demon for Lucifer before the Dark Ages. He led a rebellion against Lucifer, but Lucifer handed him over to Merlin, who gave him a deal. Merlin saw a prophecy of Jason of Norwich, his scribe who was becoming frustrated with his life. He saw Jason killing his love, Madame Xanadu, if his rage is not contained by a quest for greater tasks. With this, Merlin bonded Etrigan to Jason in an endeavor to provide this quest. Jason and Etrigan eventually came to an understanding and shared their existence since they have realized they're immortals. Madame Xanadu started traveling with Jason, but Etrigan also fell in love with her, that he would slaughter innocent people whenever he sees Jason and Xanadu happy together. Xanadu then pretended to love Etrigan to pacify him. Centuries passed and Jason of Norwich became known as Jason O' the Blood, and Etrigan endured in practicing his rhymes. Jason and Etrigan became part of a ragtag team of adventurers during the Dark Ages called the Demon Knights, together with Vandal Savage, Madame Xanadu, Shining Knight, the Horsewoman, Saracen inventor Aljabar, and the Amazon Exoristos. The group was eventually tasked by the city of Albasarum to bring Merlin to life at Avalon. Etrigan then schemed to betray the souls of his teammates and Avalon itself to Lucifer to obtain his favor. Although he successfully manipulated the Demon Knights into allowing Hell invade Avalon, he was also apprehended and used by the questing queen. Because of this, Lucifer condemned Etrigan, and Etrigan swore he would never serve anyone again. At the end of the crusade, Jason became a member of the Storm Watch of Avalon, but he doesn't want to deal with Merlin again, so he just vowed not to let the demon out frequently. Etrigan's body was then sealed and buried in London after betraying his friends. He was freed when his magic emanating from his tomb possessed the persons above to free him. The entire Stormwatch then battled Etrigan, but he possessed a host and escaped. In the Trinity War story arc, Etrigan became one of the superheroes who felt the magical disturbance when Shazam picks up Pandora's box. He then became romantically involved with Zatanna. In the DC Rebirth, Etrigan and Jason Blood were relaunched in Death Valley, where Jason has chosen to lock Etrigan forever. Overall, Etrigan's relationship with Jason Blood is really complicated and thrilling, with a mix of intense action and terror from his life. Whether playing the villain or hero, Etrigan's conflicted relationships with Jason and other demons and sorcerers would always result in brutal but magical combat.